Okay, anyways, today on this episode, I want to talk about, I guess, the negative side of being in the military, and a lot of you that were in or still in will kind of understand what I'm talking about, and then the other half may seem that they don't know what I'm talking about, but they know what I'm talking about, but they just choose to ignore it because I guess somewhere in life something happened that they just blatantly ignore it. I don't know. Maybe they're lonely or whatever the case may be, but I don't know. I'll never understand this. But there's a lot of negativity. There's a lot of drama. And there's a lot of conflict and chaos in the military. At least in the Navy, for sure, because, I experienced it. Well, I didn't experience it firsthand. I witnessed it from other people and people that I was, I guess, stationed with or whatever, instant command. And just be prepared for that, Make sure you surround yourself with people that are not lames, that are not busters, that are not, just straight up just lame ass people. Because you're going to find those in the Navy. You're going to find those in the military in general. And it's just sad. And people are going to pretend a lot, People tend to pretend or portray certain lifestyles, and deep down, they're just not about it, Not to be disrespectful or anything, but like when somebody of that kind of lifestyle or of that demeanor really is about it, But anyways, like I said, just make sure the people you hang out with, choose them wisely. Don't go, especially if you're gonna go out to ports and go where you're not supposed to, do what you're not supposed to. And, if you want to get into those kinds of scenarios, just be wise with who you do it with and who's around when you're doing it, okay? A quick little side story. When I was in the Navy, I never hung out with people from my ship, not until probably like 2 years in, until I knew exactly who I could fuck with and who I couldn't fuck with, right? And then, anyways, long story short, we go to a house. Certain people are doing what they're not supposed to, but at the end of the day, look, I'm mind my own business, whatevers. Anyways, Monday comes around. Certain people that were doing some certain activities get called up, a random drug test, whatevers. And, it's just, if you put one and one together, you could definitely come to the conclusion that somebody said something to somebody who has authority to basically put the names into the random selection. Because I promise you, it's not random, okay? The list goes to somebody who's in charge of it. And if that person is clicked up with other people that, oh, I don't like this certain somebody, hey, add them to the list. Hey, add them to the list. Oh, hey, add that person to the list, And it's just negative stuff like that, And vice versa. That person could be clicked up with people that do certain things, and when their name pops up, they're like, hey, take me off that shit, homie. You know what I'm saying? But as much as people are going to deny it, trust me, it happens, And hey, do what you do. Like I said, mind your business, be about yourself. And if you don't got to get into any of that stuff, just don't, With that being said, just choose the people you hang out with wisely. Because not everybody in there is your friend. Not everybody in there grew up the way you grew up. Not everybody in there thinks the same way you do. Okay? And another thing. If you plan on only doing one contract, don't let people know that, okay? Just strive to be the best possible, whatever your rate is. Get all your quals, do what you're supposed to, Get rank up as fast as you can, get as much money as you can, and just stay out of the way, okay? Because what a lot of things happen is people say, oh, I'm only doing one contract. I don't give a damn about this. I don't give a fuck about this, and that. But, they're saying stuff, and then word gets around, and people can be very petty, right? And they're like, oh, this guy's only doing one contract. Okay, gotcha. So they're going to make your life hell. They're basically going to try to make you lose your cool. And, you know, with that, they're gonna try to make your life hell. They're gonna, oh, make him do it, make him do it, make him do it. And it's just not, how do I say it? It's just not worth you crashing out because people wanna make your life miserable, you know? So remember, be wise, choose your friends wisely, don't hang around with busters, lames. And if you're doing one contract, don't let them know. Do not let nobody know. It's your business, you know? And at the end of the day, just stay out of the way. Do what you're supposed to, you know, show up to work on time, whatever the case may be, and enjoy it, you know? So you get to go to different countries for free, enjoy the culture, see what other people in the world, how they live, and all that. And yeah, that's probably one of the downfalls of being in the military is you gotta look out for lanes, busters, and, you know, your chain of command can definitely be a lame or a buster, so, you know, watch out. And remember, don't let nobody make you lose your cool. You control that. You do what you gotta do, and, you know. With that being said, y'all have a good one.